And we are live. Okay.
Awesome. Nice. If anybody is seeing right now, we're just gonna start in just a few minutes. We're just waiting for a few guests that'll be just joining us momentarily.
Yep, you can join the tournament. Esport KZ. You can join the tournament. The tournament is live. I'm just gonna do the tournament post. The tournament is live post is gonna be out really, really soon as well. But yes, the tournament is live. Just download the game and sign up if you haven't signed up and play. It's live. It's live. Absolutely.
Yeah, and just you might have to wait for a little bit because again, once the tournament live announcement goes, that's when the players will start kind of pouring in there. So you'll actually find someone to play with online very soon. I myself will be joining the races right after this space is done, and let's race. I'm if he can't on there. So
Hi guys.
and Mark is here as well.
Hi.
Hey Mark,
Hi. Nice to see you guys.
how are you doing?
Hello, hello.
Pretty, pretty good. How's everybody?
Amazing. This it looks like it's your background, but it's an actual like
Yeah, it's actual
room.
real,
Yeah. That's
not
awesome.
fake. I like your background with the car. Is that the For Me car? No.
No, that's one of the earlier
Yeah,
cars,
nice, nice. I love
one
it.
of the NFT cars.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
think
was
some
playing
of
the game
the
today, and got I think I finished in about 5 minutes. But anyway, I finished the race. That's good. So
yeah. Initially, that's what happens. But that's funny that you mentioned the time 5 minutes because at, the game was designed with the intention of having the races like around 3 minutes for good racers.
yeah.
But then once we launched the track and we had like a couple of tournaments, there's a few players in there that finish it in like less like about 1.5 minute. I don't know
Oh,
how.
really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like even though we tested it and everything, we thought, oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
doable in like 2.5 minute for super awesome
Yeah.
racers. But then I guess you can't like
Well, I'm
really.
using the silly keys on my laptop, so that doesn't help, with the up arrow, down arrow.
Yeah,
So
that's
I need to
true.
get a
That's true.
joystick. I think, yeah, I need to get one of those.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how many people participate in a tournament? Four people. In the tournament, there's actually lots of people that are going to be participating. Normally, like over 500 that kind of join in and out throughout the next 4 days. That's what you'll be
Mm-hmm.
seeing. In a single race, you will be actually. So let's just, I guess, start since Mark is here. I'm just gonna do some introductions and then we'll get right into the tournament format. And as well, we'll have to get some introduction from Mark and what's going on with his project, which is super awesome. It's a super app called 4ME. So me myself, if you can, executive producer for Nitro League. I've been working on this game for quite a bit. Lately, there was a bit of silence from the Nitro League team. This tournament happened, I think, a couple of months after a couple of months of gap. Usually, we have it every month, and that's because we were shifting the backend tech a lot from chain wise and also the servers wise. There's a lot of things that we had to improve in the backend, which we did already. So now we're gonna be holding these tournaments every month for sure. We're also gonna be organizing more game nights weekly, probably frequently in some weeks, and that should also then help people race more, because a lot of times when the tournament or game nights are on, that's when a lot of people kind of come in that small time frame, and then they find each other to play with, which is awesome. Otherwise, it's just like a single player track, which you only can play for so long, right? But in general, I've been kind of working on this project with a great team. One of them being Burhan, who's always around physicals, and he's a marketing manager. And today, as a guest, there is just like there's three partners that have joined the tournament. They have their branded cars in the game, so you can go ahead, just click on the profile button, select one of the teams, and from the drop-down list, the latest cars are one is from the Foremy app, and it's a very awesome, cool design because they had like amazing like branding colors in there, so it turned out pretty well. Then there's Pinenka, and the third one is and this is really hard to pronounce. It's I think Burhan will have to help me out with there. What is it? Obiabum?
Oyabun, I think that's how it's
Oyabun.
pronounced.
Yeah. See, it's hard. And I think the person from Oyabum was also supposed to join. So they might be joining at any time, at which point we'll get an introduction from them. They have an amazing project as well, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But before that, I'm going to introduce Mark, who is an amazing person, great CEO, great leader, great friend as well. And he's been working with us for quite a while, and he supports us in many ways, and we love that. And he's connected with a lot of big players in the industry as well, in terms of like telcos to other industry leaders, and it's great to have him today and just kind of tell us a little bit about his project and what the super app is. So Mark, over to you, a brief introduction, and it's pretty casual, so you can just go ahead and ramble
So I
on
can take off my
and tell
blazer,
us
yeah.
about yeah.
No. Thanks for the intro. Yeah, it's been great working with you, especially and your team and the whole Vanar chain. It's been amazing, and yeah, I saw the Nitro League game at its infancy, I think, many months ago, and seeing the progress is amazing. It looks really cool, and I'm excited to be promoting that as well as much as we can, and having that eventually integrated into our app, which is I'll maybe go into the app bit. So our app we're a MLD group. We're part of the MLD group. I'm also the co-founder on that, and it's a telecom software service provider for telecom giants like T-Mobile, O2, Telefonica, Deutsche Telekom. And we built e-commerce CRM platform for them, or for the telcos. And I think there's quite a bit of between 50 and 60 million end users actually running on the platform. They're customers that are using it for all their customer endpoints. And so yeah, we've been really in the telecom sector. And about 3.5 years ago, we started to get some questions about do we have some application that uses Web3 and so on. And I was very much into blockchain, so we started to build an application that enables people to do video calling, instant messaging, so like WhatsApp. Then we also built a wallet specifically for Web2 and Web3 users, so it's easy to use, and you can use it throughout the ecosystem of the application. And we also have like Telegram group chats and channels inside the app. And then we have an e-commerce, which is the ML e-commerce, the telecom e-commerce, which is integrated into it. So it's a whole ecosystem of these modules. And yeah, we feel that the WeChat is of course the mega super app these days, but I think the super app concept and the whole application of super apps will be coming to the rest of the world as we have more and more apps on our phone devices every year. So we're really looking at gaining users and enabling users to have this one place where they can have all in one app, and they can interact for their daily lives, and also interact with other apps inside of our app. There's a D apps, really cool D app features where you can just add D apps to the application itself, and the whole application is connected through different. You can use fiat, but you can also use crypto. And one of the main cryptos that we're using is the Vanry token. So every time you do a transaction inside the app, so if you send some tokens to your friends or family, or you interact with one of the games we've integrated, or other applications, you get a percentage back, cash back right to your wallet. So it's like a use to earn. The more you use the app, the more you earn. And it's really exciting. And I think now it's the time, as I mentioned, for the super apps to be coming to the rest of the world. According to Gartner research, I won't get too serious, but it's they're expecting it by 2027, like 50% of the world population will have some form of micro apps or super apps on their phones. We're a little bit ahead of the game, and we have a telecom customer in Europe that will be implementing our super app. So it'll be one of the first institutional telecoms that'll be using digital assets, blockchain technology for their end users, which is really exciting. And that should bring a lot of adoption and a lot of users to our application. So any projects that or third-party apps that are integrated inside our app will also have that, the benefits of that, and getting users our users to be looking at their applications and playing their games and so on. So it's really, really cool that we're having this kind of interaction, and I'm excited to see what kind of games and what kind of projects, what they're doing, and other projects. And that's what we're about.
Yeah, and that's pretty cool that you said, right? Like super apps is actually a concept that I read about a couple of years ago, or I can't remember, 3 years ago. And the whole concept is that there's this one app that you go in there and you can do everything, right? Like everything. Right. That's the end goal for a super app. But when I went into the real world, there wasn't many apps there's apps that do a lot in a specific domain, perhaps, right, or with a certain provider or a certain brand or something. But there's no such like kind of like a non-biased super app, which eventually users need, because in your phone you have also, like in a normal phone, I have like so many different apps. Correct. From different brands,
and growing, right, every year.
Yeah, exactly. And with Web3 coming in, it's pretty neat. When I saw your super app, the neatest part was that first of all, there's a lot of stuff that you can do in there already, like from messaging to payments to actually having an e-commerce store where you can shop, to playing games, and just keeping track of your wallets, even, like, I mean, just how the Web3 stuff is integrated in there. There's like a wallet watcher thing in there where I can actually add all of my wallets, and I don't need to kind of keep checks and balances or keep logging out and logging into different wallets. So I found that pretty neat. And the neatest feature I found, which actually is utilizing Web3 in such a great way, is that you can actually add any dApp out there yourself. So I actually went in there and added some shortcuts for some of the most used apps that I had right away.
Yeah.
And that's when I really found this, like, truly the power of dApps and Web3 and blockchain technology in action. Like, never have I done that before, where I can just go in there and add something. And normally it's just the whole process of downloading and all that kind of stuff. But in this app, you just create a shortcut and then you can click on it and start using it.
That's a cool feature. I also interrupted, but also I saw, you find in the space, I've been in for 4 years now, and you find that a lot of the projects that are doing amazing tech and maybe even overcomplicating things, but you don't really see there's a lot of infrastructure projects, but you don't really see a focus on apps that are going to be used for everyday life. And I think we need to build more of those, especially even games, games that are going to be used by Web 2 people, not just Web 3 that are not, the savvy Web 3 users, but just everyday users that can use these apps and play games. And I think that's what we're focusing on. It's really important for getting adoption, right?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take a little break, sidetrack into the tournament details a little bit, so people that are joining in that kind of know a little bit more about the tournament as well, I can brief them in. So quickly, the Nitro League is a racing game. If you guys don't know about it, you can go to nitroleague.com. You can download it. It's available on Mac and Windows. It is a desktop version right now, so you will need to download it on your desktop or on your Mac PC. The best way to play is actually enjoy it with a controller. So if you have an Xbox or some other controller with you, make sure to plug that in and then play. Then you can really drift and everything and make the most fun out of it. Plus, it will give you a lot better performance as well. I know it shouldn't, but it kind of does, like, because it's just easier to use. And for every month, usually we organize this tournament where all the community members and all the new members and the partners that come in, their community members can come in and play the game against each other. It's a 4-player game, so once you actually log into the game, you will see that you could race, and there's different modes. The multiplayer mode is the one that says special races, and you go in there and you can select your car. If you want to try out the partner cars, you have to go click on your profile button on the lower side, and then select the team in your profile. What that will do is actually enable that specific partner car for you. So then you'll start seeing, for example, if you select 4ME as your team, you'll start seeing the car in your inventory that you can race with. After that, you just need to hit race and wait for other players to join. Up to 4 players can join, but the race can start with 2 as well. The more you race, the more chances you have to, I would say, get reputation points. Essentially, you get more reputation points if you win the race. If you're in second place, you get a little bit lesser, and then if you're fourth, you still get them, but I think there's like 2 or 5 that you get. Again, the more you play and the better you play, the more reputation points you will score, which then go on a leaderboard for the special event. And at the end of the whole tournament, which will be Sunday night, I believe, the tournament will close, which means the leaderboard will freeze. And at that point, we will just tally up whoever's in the top, and you will get the respective prizes as decided. It includes NFT cars and everything. So these cars that you can select for the partners, they're only off-chain assets for the duration of the tournament. But once you rank on the leaderboard, a lot of, and I think, I can't remember the exact number, maybe Physicals can help me out, but definitely now if I'm saying 500, then he'll have to give away 500. So 500 top leaderboard people will actually get that car as an NFT reward in their wallets, and then it's theirs. They can use it whenever they want, and we can do it. Let me just see if I missed any points from the questions. How do I improve my car? You can actually improve your car. It's actually not that hard of a process. You can win car parts in the race as well. You race and you can get like these blueprints which you can combine to make car parts, which you just add on and slap them on your car for a specific race, and it gives you different attribute based on what kind of track you're racing on, and what kind of environment it is, what kind of weather it is. So all of these things, all these attributes affect how fast you're going to go in the race. So that is a hint, by the way, because you want to select a car, because the tournament is going to be held on the snow track. So you want to make sure the car you're selecting is actually suitable for the snow track, so it's going to go faster on there or have better traction. And then if you have any car parts from before, just slap them on there. Again, have a look at their attributes to make sure you're using the right car parts, and you should be doing A1. There is some like diehard people that come into the races, and I mean, some of them are insane. Like, I have never beaten them. And so Don't be disappointed if they win, because I was telling Mark before we started that normally if you finish like within like 2.5 minutes, that's a super time, you know. But some of these guys, they finish in like a minute and a half or 2 minutes, which is a deadly time. And the
What's the
reason why they
record?
do it
What's
this
the
fast,
record for the race?
for the record is I think under 1.5 minute. I think it's like a
Yeah.
minute 40 or something like that.
Okay.
And
So,
the
something
reason they have that, by
to
the way,
strive for, right?
what's that?
I'll play for the whole year and still not get there, but I'll try.
To get there, actually, the person who's there is because they have our NFT cars. And so the cars are different rarities, right? So this car that the partner cars are of common rarity. The free cars that are in there don't have a rarity. They're like really low attribute cars. But the cars that are partner cars are like uncommon, common, which are a higher tier. And then there's also like then rare legendary ones, which is like the top tier ones. So those top tier ones were rewarded in different tournaments. There, some of them are going to be rewarded in this tournament. Now that I've said it, they'll have to be rewarded. Burhan, just note this down. So, so now we'll reward some of those awesome cars as well to some random people. What that does is then people can actually get higher tier cars, and then the next time they come into the tournament, obviously they have a better chance of winning. Um, what is the initiative? Sounds really excited. What is the initiative? Okay, how do I join the tournament now? I can't find tournament in special events. Okay, it won't say tournament, the word in there. All you have to do is just go to the special events tab, and then you select a car and start the race in there. Uh, when you start the race right now, there might not be many people there because a lot of people are probably either listening in on this or don't even know that the tournament is live yet. So as soon as we put out the post after this MegaSpace, then you'll see a lot more people joining in, and then you can actually race with them. As of right now, I'm not sure if you'll find somebody there or not. If you do, there will be other people showing waiting for you once you press the race button in special events mode, by the way. And then you'll be able to start the race. Uh, Gotta aim for higher tier cars, man. Yes, yes, you do. Definitely, there's some cool looking ones as well, and there's some actually on the OpenSea as well, because our initial uh, collections were reward collections were on OpenSea, and you can always request the owners to, if they want to trade it for maybe some other car you have. Some have multiple of the same version of cars, so they might not. They usually don't mind trading, and or you could just offer them a very small price, which they will be okay to accept as well sometimes. So,
How do you yeah,
um,
sorry to interrupt you. How do you trade cards? How do you actually trade through the NFTs or?
So they are NFT cards, all of them that you actually receive. So as a tournament reward, you'll receive them. They're NFT cards. You can trade them on. So the newer cards that we're giving out from this tournament and from last tournament are on Venar chain. So you can go to the Bazaar marketplace and trade them. The older ones that people had are on OpenSea. So if you want something on Polygon chain, you can go to OpenSea and you can trade them there. What we are now working with 4ME for is also to put some cars in the super app, that which is good for us as well, because people that have played Nitro League, there's no marketplace within the Nitro League app, so it would be very helpful for us to have some of our assets on the 4ME app, so people that are in that application can just go in there and get their hands on these apps from the points that they earn in the 4ME app, of course.
You
So
can
that's
actually display
very
the
good.
NFTs inside your inside the wallet in the for me pay wallet, so you can actually
Exactly.
see your NFTs there. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, because the chains supported by 4ME app is Polygon and Venar both, and that's where Nitro League cards reside on those two chains. So it's going to be pretty simple to actually just get them on there, which I'm really excited about. I'm very thankful to Mark for that, because I know it's a lot of work, but it's really awesome that he's able to help us out in these kind of things. And it's awesome. Other than that, let me just go back here quickly. Okay. 4 people. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to go back to Mark now quickly. And I'm going to ask some other questions because I think there's a lot of people here that are in the crypto and blockchain and Web3 and all that kind of stuff. And I think you're one of the people that's connected with an ecosystem, I should say, that is traditionally Web2, like in the telco space or whatnot. You're very close to it, and you worked almost all your life, I would say, in
Yeah.
that sector, and very deeply connected. So I would love to know, like, what's your take on how that sector looks at, let's say, blockchain or Web3 technology? How much, or maybe that's too detailed of a question, but even what do they know about it, or are they interested in it? Do they want to do anything to do with it? Because I think these
Yeah.
sectors are so humongous that if
Yeah.
they grasp onto any of it, I think it will be the next kind of big boom for
Yeah,
for
it's
Web3.
it's a good question because you've seen a lot of announcement like Polygon has partnered with Telefonica. Telefonica is the biggest telecom operator in the world. Deutsche Telekom, T-Mobile, and they have their Web3 divisions. More like I would say just playing in the sandboxes, right? For till now, I think it was a lot of they haven't adopted it in such a state where you have your money making the mission critical applications or solutions inside the telco running on a blockchain. That
But
has
you're
also.
saying they do have dedicated like
Oh
teams
yeah,
for
yeah,
Web3.
yeah. In
Oh,
Bonn, for
amazing.
example, the Web3, there's a big division. It's a division in Germany for specifically for Deutsche Telekom, T-Mobile. We speak to them, 2-3 times a year. They're checking up on us. They had a demo of our super app, but they were honest with us. They said, well, we're still not. It takes months and months and months just to decide, is it going to be if we launch a wallet, is it going to be custodial or non-custodial? The process takes a long time, as you can imagine, for an institution. And yeah, it's changed a lot in the last year, I would say. Before that, it was very much, there was a lot of negative connotations next to NFTs and all that, as or the FTX fiasco and all. So of course, Europe was very much the institutions were not looking positively, especially the telcos at that. But they more and more that things are becoming adopted. Regulations are coming in, right? So that helps, and they are definitely in process of. We will be actually. That's the exciting part, that the super app will be implemented inside a real institutional telco in Europe. So that's the more of these kind of case studies that will come out will help the adoption. And I think in the next 2 years, 2 to 3 years, it should become mainstream. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's what I really believe in the technology. It's got so much to offer. And especially for gaming as well. You've actually spoken to that customer in Europe, the telco, and they are looking for games that will be using blockchain, and are excited about that. Just making sure that everything is sort of kosher for them, and they don't launch something where they could be against the regulation. So I would say they're very cautious, but definitely more warming up to the blockchain. And yeah, it's a massive opportunity, especially for products that can launch and do some form of blockchain, and it can enhance the efficiency of a telecom operator. There's lots of use cases for that, right? And having more
That's
projects that come in.
very encouraging to hear this, by the way, because
Yeah.
You're right. I was on that call with that telco, and I was
Yeah.
surprised as well that they're giants,
Yeah.
and the way they were interested in it, and the questions they had, and the
Yeah.
ideas they had were very encouraging. Even like some of the things that we don't even know because what's going on in telco, but the use
Yeah.
cases that they come up with are real world use cases,
Yeah.
and they make sense
They want to actually
for
launch their own token that will be as a rewards token for their users, which it's over 1.5 million or 1 million end users, which is pretty good. But paying subscribed customers that are in EU, and the actual marketing or the promotion from that will help as well. So the telcos, I'd say they're kind of like once one or two or three adopt it. So it's like I could put an analogy of the cloud, right? So a lot of the telcos, they didn't put their mission critical applications like the CRM, customer relationship management, or their e-commerce where people buy products and services from them in cloud, right? So they always wanted their customer data on premise, right? And they're very paranoid about putting it in cloud. This is 10, 12 years ago. And now you speak to a lot of telcos, and yeah, of course we're in a cloud. Everything is in a cloud. So they totally switched their how they're looking at the cloud-based applications and solutions for them. And I think that's similar to what the blockchain will. So you just need more and more of these types of implementations, and this will come. So we're at the forefront, definitely. And I did work 6 months just to get them on board, so it wasn't easy. But it's good to have a partner as well on the other side that are, as you mentioned, that are willing to be open to these use cases. And then there's just enormous amount of stuff they can do on the blockchain, which is really exciting, and definitely focusing on the games. This could be huge, right, for the gaming industry if this comes about with the adoption. And the more we can make it easier for the users to use the technology, the better, because we sometimes overthink things, and it might be good for the Web3 space, something new, and this aggregation of blockchains and so on, and all these things that come out, layer 2s and layer 1, of course layer 1s, but it's just the end user doesn't really care what chain they're on, or what, if it's layer 2, layer 1, they just want to use the application, and the more we focus on it, or just play the game, right? And the play to earn concept in games, I'm not specifically very much involved in the gaming, but I just know that there was a lot of the games that were launching in Web3 were play to earn, right? And it was more just people just playing to earn money, and not for the enjoyment of the game so much. And I think the more that the gaming industry as well I think it is shifting as well. That's what I've noticed, that there's just for the enjoyment of the game, like the Nitro League. I played it last couple days, and I'm enjoying it. And some the programmers that are on the team are going to be playing, so and getting more people. And yeah, it's a good game. It's a really the graphics, everything is really cool, and I think this is what's great. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Awesome. Yeah, and like I love the fact that you were saying that the example that you gave about how banks, telcos, all these big companies wouldn't shift from their in-house kind of servers to cloud, and then after a long resistance, almost overnight they all shifted to cloud.
Yeah,
And
it
that's the
took
same
two
thing that's going to
or
happen.
three implementations in a telco of and then they all copied, and they all said, all right, it's okay. Right, so that's how it works in the telecom side.
And then the regulations come, and then everything
Yeah.
happens super quickly, right? So I think
Yeah,
that's the same thing that's going to happen with blockchain, because I think the confusion of crypto
yeah,
versus blockchain, that is now kind of getting clarified
right,
on a lot of levels, from all the way from government to homes. And I think as that knowledge becomes more and more common knowledge, people would start adopting it, especially bigger brands or whatnot, because I mean they do care a lot about their reputation. So I do understand that they move slowly, and,
yeah.
and they should be
Security
careful.
is huge as well, right? In there,
Yeah,
yeah,
they're
so,
responsible for millions of customers, so
yeah,
they
yeah,
can't make like quick decisions. But it's very encouraging to know that we are getting to a stage that seems that it's going to be very
Yeah.
close, where it's just going to blast, and then we're going to see a lot more adoption of this great technology. So thanks so much, Mark, for your time and for your like awesome sharing your experiences, because I think that's very rarely happens that someone has experiences yourself with a company that's been around for so long and been so successful. Especially if any of the listeners are from the European region, do check out the 4ME app. You'll find a lot of stuff in there. You can actually shop in there and buy some awesome phones in there for super decent prices, I should say. Myself, if I was in the Europe region, I would definitely go ahead
You can
and
use the
get.
Banry token as well to
Yeah,
purchase.
you can use Vanry token definitely, and maybe I'll add the Nitro token in there as well.
Cool, man.
Integrate. Yeah. But awesome. Thanks for being with us for sure. For
Pleasure.
the listeners, definitely I want to see all of you guys in the race. Can I play with a controller? Yes, you definitely should play with a controller if you have one, because you will get the best results and performance using a controller, no doubt whatsoever, and you just enjoy a lot better, especially when you. So, one of the key things on getting better times is having your turbo booster up, and the way to recharge it is, other than just the pickups, is actually to drift. So the more you drift, the more turbo you get, the faster you go. So make sure you're using a controller so you can drift easily and you can get better results. But I don't want to take too much time from everyone. Usually we try to wrap up within half an hour or so. Mark, once again, thanks so much for being with us. I really appreciate it. Everyone listening, make sure you go to nitroleague.com, download the game, play it, and also make sure to go and try out the 4ME Super app. It's a great app. You guys would love it. And other than that, I'm just going to quickly check. Yeah, I think most of the questions revolve around tournament. Joining tournament is simple, guys. The special events race is the mode that you want to play. As long as you have a Mac or you have Windows PC, you should be able to play the game, no problem whatsoever. Burhan, you wanna have any ending notes?
Yes, yes, for sure. So we didn't really get a chance to talk about the rewards. So
I
let
just
me tell you
added some
guys all.
between the calls, so I hope you noted that down, because otherwise people will chase us. Hey, you said you're gonna give us that, so they
Oh
better
yeah,
get
yeah.
those too.
The rare ones, absolutely. We're gonna add some of those in it to the top three, and then all of the other players get the Formi or the Oyabun or the Penenka cars that we have, or all of the other ones, all of the other partners that we have had in the past as well. If you rank in the top 100, we're gonna airdrop the NFTs right to your wallets for free, absolutely, right after this tournament ends. So the downtime for that is usually around like
I
two
kind of
weeks
said
ish.
500 in this call, so you're gonna have to do it for 500 now.
Sure, sure. Why not? Why not? So yeah, that's that. Just download the game, hop on our Discord. Me and the mods, and obviously if he's gonna be there as well. We're gonna try and get up a couple of game nights, a few like um, voice sessions, voice chat sessions in there as well, where we're gonna all hop in the chat. We're gonna try to play. We can vibe together. We can put some music on and just get this party started. So yeah,
Awesome.
download the game, go on to special events. First of all, go to your profile, select your team, go to your garage, select your car, go to special events, click on Cyber Snow, and start racing. It's gonna go on for 4 days and it'll end on Sunday. Good luck, guys. That's about it from.
Awesome, guys. See you there. And once again, Mark, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
We
you, guys.
really
Awesome.
enjoyed your time and your
Yeah.
comments. It was amazing hearing you out. Thank you so
Enjoyed
much.
it, and the game is really good, guys. Great job to all that are involved, and yeah, I'm enjoying it, and I'm sure to be promoting it. So let the adoption
Awesome.
begin. Let the race and the adoption begin.
Let's go.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks,
Thanks, guys.
everyone, for listening, and really appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. Bye
Okay,
bye.
bye
Have a
bye.
good night.
Bye bye bye.
Bye, guys.